to the historic Lincoln Theater. We are about to embark on an epic journey where we're going to show you the world, experience indescribable feelings. Whether you've been on an adventure before or if this is your first, and if this is your first, boy, what a way to experience an adventure of a lifetime. 12 parks, 6 castles, the Taj Mahal, the Great Pyramids of Giza, and ooh la la, the pièce de résistance, the Eiffel Tower. All creating memories of lifetime. 4 years ago, my life changed forever when 1 week before I was scheduled to depart to Iceland to begin my 6th season with Adventures by Disney, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. And although I had to leave Adventures by Disney never left me. Being an adventure guide, making magical moments and dreams come true, it's what I love doing. It was part of my being. It's who I am. And now, 4 years later, and after rounds and rounds of treatments, not too long before coming on this adventure, I was declared cancer-free. And I am so excited to be here to be a part of this adventure. We're looking forward to learning more about each of you, sharing your stories. Like Jordan, who recently graduated from college and now has his own private pilot's license. We have Diane, who today is celebrating her 18th birthday. And Robin, who's been trying to go to all 12 Disney parks around the world, but it never worked out. But today, she is starting that list of knocking out all the rides she's always wanted. Tales as old as time, true as they can be. Welcome to Disney parks around the world, a private jet adventure. Well, right now I'd like to bring to the stage Nancy Schumacher, who is Senior Vice President and the General Manager of Adventures by Disney.
Hello and welcome. I am thrilled to be with you all in this very special moment as you are poised to begin the trip of a lifetime, the Disney Parks Around the World Private Jet Adventure. When we developed Adventures by Disney, we were determined to create something amazing, something that could fulfill our guests' dreams and spirit of adventure and reward their curiosity about our big, beautiful world. We dreamed big, and the journey that you are about to go on reflects that. It is truly the ultimate Disney fan dream vacation. Over the next 24 days, you will visit each Disney park. You will literally circle the globe, traveling from Disneyland Resort here in California and arriving 3 weeks later in Florida at Walt Disney World. That alone is remarkable, but there's so much more. We will also visit movie studios, the Walt Disney Family Museum, Skywalker Ranch, and iconic world sites like the Taj Mahal, the Great Pyramids of Giza, and the Eiffel Tower. This is truly a trip of a lifetime, an adventure so big that it will be talked about for generations in your family. On behalf of everyone at Adventures by Disney, welcome to the start of your grand adventure. We send you off with our very best wishes that your travels will bring you great joy. As Walt Disney himself said, all of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And here is a very special video that embodies just that.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Here is past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
I hear you. I know you. I see you.
Disney is dedicated to the ideals and the dreams that have created America. With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
I promise you, if you need us, we're here for you.
Always.
Someone asked me earlier, are you nervous? I was watching that video, my heartbeat, it says 103 right now. That's how excited I was watching that. I hope you're feeling that same sense of excitement and wonderment that we all are. This program is going to be simply amazing. The reason why you have this map up here, because I know there's some people that their spouses booked this trip without telling them. Where are we going? You said, what? Man, why is that suitcase so big? We are going to be traveling around the world, as Nancy said, to all 12 Disney parks. We're starting here where we're knocking out 2 of them. From here, we're going to head up to San Francisco, Skywalker Ranch. Then we're heading up to Alaska to refuel. Why are we going up that way? We're taking the Great Northern Route. That will eventually get us over to Tokyo fast, where we have 2 Disney parks there, Disney Sea and Tokyo Disneyland. Then we're heading over to Shanghai. From there, we're going to head down to Hong Kong, as you can see, where we have lots of special things along the way. We're going to go, oh my gosh, how many castles have we seen so far? That's a lot. Is there any special kind of castles out there? Something a little bit different? Oh, let's go to Agra, where we can see the Taj Mahal, where every room, when you open up the curtain, the Taj Mahal is right there. Special, exciting, beautiful. From there, we're going to head over to Cairo. Some people said, oh, can you do a special date night? I don't want to stay too long. Maybe some dinner, some scenery, something like that. How about we have dinner at the base of the Great Pyramids of Giza? Will that work? I think so. We do have some guests here who are celebrating anniversaries. I saw 35. I saw 50. That night is going to be simply amazing. Then the next morning we're going to wake up and ooh la la, c'est Paris. Got a little beanie that goes this way. It's going to be simply amazing as we visit 2 parks in Paris. And then we're going to make our way over to refuel as we make our way back to Orlando, where we have 4 parks waiting for us, where our trip will conclude with the most spectacular fireworks display that you have ever seen. And then the real fun begins. That's where you get to go back. Golden Oaks. Where you been? Oh, glad you asked. We've been on a trip of a lifetime. But to make this trip happen, you guys, we need special people to make that team happen, that embody Disney, that embody Adventures by Disney specifically. And your adventure team is made up of some of the finest, some of the most experienced adventurers that you will ever experience. One, you've already met. He's so special. He's actually probably one of the more important people on our adventure. He has led adventures around the world himself many, many times. He's from New Jersey, but speaks with an Argentinian accent. Just kidding. He is from Argentina, getting the band back together on luggage, Patricio. Getting out of these, in and out of these countries, oh, Not as easy as it may or may not seem, but she is the master of paperwork. Herself has visited over 110 countries in the world. She's been to all 7 continents. On admin and amenities, Julie. But here's a secret that I'm pretty sure everyone knows. The most important part of an Adventures by Disney are your adventure guides. Many of you, when we were doing the check-in, I saw you come in, you were hugging everybody. Dean, Michael, Oz, hello. But that just shows you the connection that is made between our adventurers and our adventure guides. We couldn't have asked for a better team of adventure guides to lead this adventure. They represent over 70 years of Disney experience, over 40 years of experience as Disney adventure guides. One of them just celebrated 2 days ago their 33rd Disney anniversary. Dean. I grew my goatee just so I can slightly look like this next adventure guy. He is so smooth and so experienced. He's one of our longest tenured adventure guides. And for many of you, when you checked in, when you had a quick question, he was there. It just represents the knowledge that he and the other adventure guys have. I'd like to present to you Michael. Speaking with a British accent. I think she's smart. I believe everything she says. And it turns out she's just as smart as I thought. She has a wonderful outgoing personality. She is the personification of Disney and adventure guides. Laws. And to keep us healthy, safe, and wise, he should be your confidant. He should be the one that you're going to when you have any issues. He has been on and around the world adventures before, and we're so lucky to have him back, Dr. Shea. Right now, although I've introduced a team, there really is a star of the show. You will be hearing from this individual throughout our adventure, on the jet, on walks, in parks. You might be hearing her singing a tune. She celebrates 34 years with Disney this September. She is the director of archives. She likes to call it the master of minutia. She has been directed to protect and preserve all of Disney's history. Imagine that. On our adventure, we have the person that has collected, preserved, and protected all of Disney's 100 years of history. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky Cline.
Thank you so much. I'm a little shorter than you are, Nancy. Well, hi everybody. I think I've met probably about half of you, and I'm so glad to see all of you here, and I'm so excited about this wonderful opportunity. This is indeed a trip of a lifetime, and it's something that I'm so excited about because the two things that I love the most are history and traveling. So this is absolutely wonderful. So excited to share what I know, and hope to give you some insights and teach you some new things about Disney history. If I go overboard, tell me to be quiet, because I go on and on sometimes. But I'm really happy to share everything that I can about Disney and tell you about our rich history over the last 100 years. So wanted to give you a little insight. So tomorrow, you're going to be visiting my office. So it'll be really fun. You'll get to see the archives, and you'll get to see the wonderful staff of the archives. They're amazing people and extremely knowledgeable, terrific historians. But you'll get to see the archives as part of the tour of the studio tomorrow. And a very, very special place that I had the great honor to restore, which is Walt Disney's office. And it was one of the highlights of my career to do that, to take the assets that originally came out of Walt Disney's office. It was the beginning of the archives. Walt Disney, when he passed away in 1966, They closed up his offices and they hired Dave Smith in 1970 to create an archive based on what Walt had in his office. And then we've grown ever since then from one man to now we have a staff of about 30. So I am the second director of the archives. I worked with Dave Smith for many, many years. I can tell you Dave Smith stories too if you're interested. But it's just a wonderful legacy and I'm so happy to share it with you. And speaking of history, since we're in a very historic building, I wanted to just give you a little background on the room you're in. Has everybody here, raise your hand if you've seen Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln before, if you've been in this theater. So good number of you have. How about the ones that have seen the Hall of Presidents of Walt Disney World? Yeah, okay, so I think I got you all covered. But this particular building was the very first building that was constructed at Disneyland. So it was the first building to be in a park, Disney Park. It was built in 1953, and it was used as the studio's mill down here. So the attractions that you go on when you're here at Disneyland, the original classic attractions that opened in 1955, a lot of them were built in this building. Well, it was after that, it was used for exhibitions. They did things like the Mickey Mouse Club would have events in here, and they would have Babes in Toyland had an exhibit in here, but they didn't really have a purpose for the building itself. It was beautiful on the outside and it fit into the town square theme, but it didn't really have anything special as an attraction. But that all changed in 1965. In 1964, Walt Disney opened a pavilion at the 1964-65 New York World's Fair for the State of Illinois Pavilion, and it featured the first human audio animatronic figure, which was, of course, Mr. Lincoln. And it was a huge, huge hit at the fair. And Walt loved Abraham Lincoln. He was one of his heroes. He always said that he loved Lincoln, he loved Mark Twain. He had a lot of heroes, but Lincoln was one of his special favorites. And so he was thrilled to do that, and that was the first figure that they decided to do. And so he decided, after the New York World's Fair closed, that he would bring the entire attraction, because it was so popular at the fair. He brought it from New York and brought it here, and for the 10th anniversary of Disneyland, he installed it right here in this theater, right behind me. But this building was very special because they had a preview. There was there's a beautiful model of the Capitol building that was on display, and a number of things. They showed a movie for a while with these 28-foot screen that had these giant murals on them. And it was just a wonderful story about Mr. Lincoln. But over the years, it changed multiple times. In 1973, though, they did something very special called the Walt Disney Story. And it was to honor Walt. And so they changed things around a bit. And they put in Walt Disney's offices. It was one of the things that was put in for that special attraction. And they brought the furniture from the archives down here and they displayed them in the lobby of this theater. And for many years, you could come and look in through the glass windows and look at Walt's office. And so when the park had its 50th anniversary, they decided to go a different direction, and they refurbished and remodeled the lobby area, and they decided to close off those offices and to put in a different display to celebrate the 50th. And I got the phone call that said, if these things belong to the archives, you need to come get them. So we came down and deinstalled Walt's offices and put them into storage. And it was my great honor to be able to get access to that office, which is on the 3rd floor of the animation building at the studio, and it was Walt Disney's office suite. And we were able to put it back in as close as we possibly could to the way it looked when Walt left it. So you'll get to go in those offices tomorrow as part of the studio tour, and so you'll see some very special places that the archives oversees. So I'm excited to share that with you, and it seems so fitting to go from this place where we're going to have a lovely dinner tonight, and tomorrow morning you'll get to see Walt's offices that used to be on display here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining this trip. I'm so excited to spend this time with you, and I hope to get to know each and every one of you very well and make some great memories and see some beautiful things. So thank you so much, and we'll see you at dinner, and we'll see you for the next 3 weeks or so. Thanks, everybody.
This trip is going to be full and filled with special occasions. You mentioned that today is Diane's 18th birthday, where she also graduated from high school. And earlier I mentioned about Earl and Mary. Remember that? Are you guys celebrating anything this year? Or this 50th? So, Disney related, I saw Earl when he came in, and he had a certain look to him, his grizzly beard and his mustache. And yet, you managed to attract Mary. How could that possibly be? This is dedicated to the two of you. Tale as old as time, true as it can be, barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Bees. Happy 50th anniversary, guys. So as we think about these, our next stop, we're going to be heading to some places. I know a lot of us have been to both Florida parks and California parks, but in the middle, there's some places that we haven't been to before. Is there anyone in here who has not been to Disney Sea? Yeah, right? A lot of hands. It's one of our newer parks. I'm pretty sure when they say, okay, can you name all 12 parks you're going to? There's just that one more. And we get special access to Disney Sea. Is there any special park along the way that you guys are looking forward to? Anyone? Disney Sea. Yeah, I guess I used up that one a little too early. So the one thing that you're going to notice is that we have all the parks covered. Between our three adventure guys, have you guys been to all of the parks? Yes. Michael, which parks have you been to? All except for Hong Kong. Hey, Dean, have you ever been to Hong Kong? Okay, so if you need a reservation for that, it's Dean. And Laws, grew up in Paris. Has anyone not been to Disney Paris? Oh yeah, I like seeing those hands. Have you guys been practicing some French? How do you say hello in French? Bonjour. How do you say goodnight? Bonsoir. How do you say, is this the lightning line? Is that it? C'est la ligne, c'est la ligne. L'éclair. We also have a number of young adults here that I'd really like to point out. Normally on a trip we have what's called Junior Adventure Night. Those are for the young kids, 14 age and under. Our youngest adventurer is Noor. Noor, are you out here? 14. We also have a number of 20-year-olds and soon to be 20-year-olds who are trying to get together as well. We got a number of college graduates. Jackson is over there in the back. We have someone else just graduated. Raise your hand if you're a newly high school graduate. Yes. Awesome. Great. We also have some more anniversaries that we're going to celebrate throughout. So we're not going to give away those, but as mentioned, 25, 35, and 50. We have a number of married couples. We have those that are traveling single. The mix is going to be incredible. And our jet. When we go to our jet on Wednesday, you are going to see our first really magical reveal. Now this jet, for the first time, is going to be decorated in Adventures by Disney logo. We hope that you give you guys a chance to take a picture in front of that jet before getting on board. Where you're going to get into your business class seats, recline, and it'll be your first opportunity to meet our crew from Iceland Air. They are the most generous, fun, professional group of flight crew that you have ever seen. Feel free to ask them anything. I will challenge you guys, when you go to the plane, you're going to see the name of the plane on the front. I've been on this plane 5 times. I still can't pronounce it. And they're going to try helping you. How do you pronounce that? Well, you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and then you curl your left molar over that, and then you blow. I'm going to get it eventually. So right now, we invite you guys to join us for dinner in a very special setting. If you look to your left, these doors are going to open and welcome to dinner.